And we'll have, please, round of applause for it. Thanks. So you now work with prominent life sciences companies on especially generative AI, but can you tell us a little bit about your background? Because a few years ago, you could have been one of the persons in the audience. So how do you come to this position at AWS?
So maybe I can share with you my AI journey.
Sure.
So first, I studied AI for chemistry back in graduate school in UC Santa Cruz. So my advisor is Todd Whitkey. Actually, his application won the Nobel Prize, 1990 chemistry. So AI already won the Nobel Prize way back. So after I got my PhD, I joined GSK, and I see some GSK colleagues here. And I had 2 full-time jobs. One is AI-aided drug discovery. I was extremely lucky and discovered a drug for US Department of Defense. It was featured in CNN Health 2022. Meanwhile, I also, on the business side, lead high-performance computing for the whole GSK R&D. And I co-founded Cross-Pharma HPC Forum among all the big pharmas. And our forum introduced Amazon Cloud to the pharma scientific community back in 2011. But my job did not start with Amazon so quickly. Then I moved to Berlinger. So I was the level 2 senior global executives for technology and data innovation, for research, development, commercial, for both human pharma and animal health. So that's my journey. So when the COVID hit, I cannot travel back to Germany anymore, and I joined AWS. So I have been with AWS for almost 3 years.
Perfect, thanks. And you have a very interesting role, which is all about the solution. So it's not only about the technology, but bringing solutions and developing solutions with your customers around generative AI. So can you share with us some of the most advanced use cases that you see right now in life sciences for generative AI? And especially, we have a lot of R&D people in the room.
Sure.
In research and development.
Yeah, so I see 2 major breakthroughs in generative AI. The first is language model, large language model. We have seen AlphaFold, OpenFold, ESMFold really bring disruptive innovation in protein 3D structure prediction, in antibody design, protein ligand, co-bonding structure prediction. So on the second front is computer vision. So we have seen computer vision being applied to foundation models for radiology imaging analysis. That really helped to enable clinical development, and in the hospital systems, the on the spot clinical decision making. Yeah, so these are the 2 major areas I see breakthroughs, and we Amazon actually provide solutions with customers, and we are open to collaborate with farmers. Whatever way you would like to work with us, we can co-develop solutions. We can be partners in co-marketing the solution to the wide world. Actually, my remit to join AWS is to leverage my healthcare, life science, SME, AI, ML knowledge to enable the whole pharmaceutical industry, not just GSK or Boehringer, but across the globe. So please, you are very welcome to work with AWS on whatever generative AI topics we can work on.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the partnership between AWS and Domino operates, bringing these solutions together and speak your language and create the solutions that you need. Actually, what are the challenges that you see life sciences, data and AI leaders, data science and AI leaders facing when it comes to this adoption of generative AI? You spoke about very interesting use cases, yet there's still a gap to be overcome. So what are these challenges that you're seeing?
So because everybody are here, so that means everybody is on board with leveraging generative AI to advance R&D, shorten the time to market, and improve patients' life. But what I see the major challenges are generative AI is a different animal from deep learning. In deep learning, everybody can install Python or R and start to develop their models on their laptop. For generative AI, it is enabled through foundation models. And those foundation models are big, a couple hundred gig to a couple terabytes are big. So the lifecycle management, the governance on the generative AI foundation models, and how to fine-tune and do the inference is very different from deep learning models, the traditional models we have seen. So I think the top-down governance is a key point in enabling your company to efficiently and effectively leverage generative AI for R&D. That's a major hurdle, I think. Yeah. And of course, I have also seen other challenges such as technology first, but we should always think about business value. It should be a business value driven, technology enabled, end-to-end strategy for your company to move forward. Because sometimes I got questions is how to leverage large language models for something. Let's do some POC around large language models. My answer is always, what's your business goals? So back in Berlinger, I was level 2 senior executive for a division called custom value. Who are your customers? What business value you can bring to your company? These are the most important questions you need to answer, not say, oh, we install large language models on our server. That's a tool, right? Yeah.
Any perspective? Nick was talking about responsible AI, which is a broad word, admittedly, but we operate in a highly regulated environment. Any challenge related to the confluence of these regulations and generative AI?
Yeah. So what I see a major challenge is the bias threat, to leverage the open source models to design bias threat against Americans and European countries. So to that extent, I think the pharma industry should work together and try to reduce the leak of the open source models to the wrong hands. Secondly, responsible AI also means we should look into ways to prevent hallucinations in the model. Because especially, let's say, in radiology foundation model, when it predicts something, it could be an outlier or could be a hallucination. How to curb the hallucination and move the science forward is a big task.
Perfect. You mentioned actually some of the challenges being related to choosing the right partner, and you give a perspective on how AWS is partnering with life sciences firm. Any advice actually on what to look at or choose the best partners or?
Sure. So in the domain of generative AI, as we know, to build a foundation model is quite expensive. I mean, $10 million is usually easy, right? So that's why when you try to do your own foundation models, look for the partners who are more reputable and will be around for decades. Because otherwise, you may work with a partner and they round up the funding, and what's next, right? Secondly, when you look for a partner, you should look at a partner who can do scalable AI for you. Scalable means two things. One is, do they have the right infrastructure for you? Second is, do they have the right AI ML platform to manage the infrastructure to scale out to let's say, 1,000 GPUs for you? So that's a second thing. Do they have the right AI ML platform for you? And the third thing is, do they have the right vertical SME for you? So you put the data in and pray for the best model to come out is not the way for foundation models. For deep learning, you can try many ways, but for foundation model, due to the high cost of building the model, you really need the right SME, the right experience in developing foundation models to be the right partner. I'll give you one example. So let's say we work on radiology computer vision foundation models. If you work with AWS, our internal team will tell you, oh, you have 1 billion images, 1 billion radiology images. That's nothing because we used to work on the 3D weather forecast. So the ingestion of the data is in the scale of PB, petabytes. So you need to look for experienced partners to develop the foundation model for you, to reduce the waste of the computing time. Yeah.
What's your perspective on what comes next? Maybe actually even beyond generative AI. So we leave a phase of intense iteration. We're going from a lot of experimentation to actually real use. What excites you about what comes next in life sciences when it comes to generative AI or AI? What are the things you're looking at with your customers in the future? And I'm like, okay, this is going to change the game.
So as I said, my personal mission is to improve patients' life. So I do see the scale out the industrialization of the foundation models in computer vision, in radiology imaging, will help to reduce the cost of healthcare and make healthcare more reliable. So one example is radiologist. If I want to see a radiologist, I would rather to go in the morning when the radiologist just had 2 cups of coffee and a very clear mind, versus in the afternoon, he may just miss my couple spots. So we want to leverage AI for the best of the patients, improve their life at hospital setting, and also for clinical development, how to speed up the clinical trials and make the drug to the patients faster, and also enable precision medicine or personalized medicine. That will be the great application area for generative AI. And of course, on the discovery side, generative AI has been used to identify more promising targets, identify side effects, etc. That's also helped to reduce the attrition of drug discovery. I do see the promise of generative AI, which will elevate the drug discovery to the next level. But last but not least is I see the executives in pharma industry are thinking about how to use AI, especially generative AI, from a top-down approach, how to optimize the whole drug discovery process. Because this chemistry space for drug is 10 to the 50s. And we used to be called drug hunter. If you want to hunt 10 to the 50s, that's a dream. So now the new trend is use generative AI to design the serendipity, rather than to blindly try to run into the serendipity. So AI-driven drug design is the future. And also clinical design, how to design the more productive protocols to reduce attrition, reduce the time to market, would be fantastic for the whole pharma industry to embrace.
Yeah, and I think one of the common element that really drives the partnership between AWS and Domino is to provide all of you the openness because it's going to be a great future, but it's important for you to be able to choose your models based on your priorities. So last question. We have a room full of data science and IT leaders involved in AI. What are what's the advice you have for them to make the most of this generative AI opportunity from your perspective, working with all the leading life sciences companies in the world?
So my advice is always focus on the business needs, leverage AI, the latest version of the generative AI, to enable your business. So the business focus is my advice, because I've seen people really get down to the rabbit hole of technology. We should really look at what drive the business, which is help the patients and drive down the cost. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks a lot, Zheng. Great to have your perspective. I think we're lucky to have you for the whole day. So if there are any questions for Zheng, feel free to reach out to him and talk to him. But thanks a lot, Zheng.
Thank you.
Thanks.